Um, Great. So, how do you like coming back to play Mr. Ping in the series again?
It was kind of a surprise. I thought I would just do the features, but when Nickelodeon called me, I said, great, I'd love to work every day with Mr. Ping.
Now, in the second movie, you kind of sort of embraced your adopted son Po being sort of the Dragon Warrior and sort of used it to sort of help market your noodle shop. How did you like getting to play that subplot, you know, where my son's a Dragon Warrior and I'm going to make him sort of like the spokesperson of my noodle franchise. I'm going to franchise my son.
What about it?
Did
Of course,
you
he's
enjoy
a
that?
good role model, should we say, eating my noodles. I want that right in the front of my noodle shop so that other people will eat my noodles, right?
Right, exactly. Now, in getting to play the character in the series, have you learned anything new about Mr. Ping in playing the character?
Let's see. Well, I would say doing it for television and with Peter's help, it really gives me another a form of motivation, a performance. In a way, it's more a freewheeling. You know, we don't have to be doing 25 takes and being very precise with every word. You know, you're free to just express yourself as the character of Mr. Ping, and sometimes it comes out very different. Don't you think so? Surprisingly.
Now, we also saw on Comic-Con, we saw some footage that Mr. Ping is going to be having a romance with a villainess. What's Miss Scorpion?
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Scorpion. How did you enjoy that? Getting to have a love affair with the Scorpion
that
villain.
episode. It was wonderful. Mr. Ping is definitely in love, and that's a new angle for Mr. Ping. He was never in love in the feature, never given a chance to really have a woman, and to have Scorpion, the love of his life, to be by his side is something. And Poe doesn't like that. Poe is kind of jealous, you know, kind of, he's acting like my father, warning me not to be with Scorpion, when Scorpion, of course, is of no harm to me. It's just a beautiful thing. I saw the episode. I kind of wish that the Scorpion was uglier. It wasn't quite ugly enough. However, it served its purpose. And most of the things in the TV series are very well animated. Probably, I would say, another level above all other TV series.
Now, at Comic-Con, I saw you were wearing Mr. Ping's noodle hat. Where did you get that hat? Are they making that hat?
Yeah, I was going to bring it today, but I didn't. I ate the noodles, so the hat was left empty. But a fan and a friend became a friend who makes these things at a specialty house, you know. I just mentioned it casually, and he came with this noodle hat for Mr. Ping, which I wasn't going to wear it for Comic-Con, but then Tony, my friend, says, oh, no, definitely wear it. The minute he saw me put it on, and I'm very glad I wore it. And I wore it to the premiere Kung Fu Panda #2, and it was a big hit. Maybe I'll make some and sell it to the people, huh? For a coupon.
Nickelodeon, guys? Maybe some noodle hats? I don't know. So, what about sequels? Have you heard anything about Kung Fu Panda 3? Would you hope to come back to play?
You know,
Mr. Ping again?
I haven't heard any definite thing about Kung Fu Panda 3. But of course, if Kung Fu Panda 2 made so much money, you know, millions and millions, close to $1 billion, I don't see how we would not make a number 3 and maybe a number 4, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think Jeffrey Katzenberg definitely wants to. I think it made about 600 million worldwide, over half $500 million.
And I'm hoping that this series will, the TV series, hit just as well. Remains to be seen. I hope we're not so-called overselling it, but I don't think so. The TV series has something different. As I say, possibly a more spontaneous feeling to the whole series, and I think the kids will love it. I know I love it. The one episode with the puppets, isn't it? With Mr. Ping and the puppets. Yeah, that was great. I love. That's my favorite episode because I get to do that little puppet. I always want to be a puppeteer, you know, do different voices.
Now, when you record, are you usually recording your roles by yourself for animation?
What do you mean?
Like today, you recorded by yourself. Do you ever get to record with another actor in the movie?
You know, for the feature, I never saw Jolene or Black during the recording session. And I kind of wish I would have worked with Angeline a little bit more, right?
Well, who wouldn't?
Close up, get that feeling of
Exactly.
the motivation of doing the real Mr. Ping.
Exactly. I agree.
But over here, I get to work with Poe, and he's really great. Really, really great.
How do you like Mick Wingert as Poe?
How what?
How do you like Mick Wingert as Poe? Mick Wingert as Poe.
The
new voice of Poe.
I think he is excellent. You know, he is really, really good. I'm totally amazed how well he does, and he does other voices. You know, the director never asks me to do other voices in this series, but you know, he does. He does all these wonderful voices. Very talented, extremely talented.
How much fun is it when you get to? I heard you getting to sing for this episode. How much fun you get to sort of stretch, do things that Mr. Ping didn't get to do in the movies, and get to do stuff like singing as Mr. Ping and new things with the character.
I'm not really a singer, you know. That's why I never did any musicals on Broadway. In fact, they wanted me to try to be Mr. whatever they call it on Miss Saigon, but that would have been a wonderful part, but just can't quite make it, you know. I guess you can't have everything.
Do you remember what your first role in the business was? What your first role in show business was?
In where?
What was your first role? Your first TV or movie role?
In what?
In TV or movies. Do you remember what your first role in show business
was?
Oh,
in anything?
Yeah.
In my career?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Let's see. You would not believe it, but my career actually started one summer when I came to Los Angeles, and I got on the Groucho Marx show. Groucho Marx, You Bet Your Life. And I did impersonations, and that's how it was in those days. You know, there wasn't a chance for me to do any stage acting, and I just came in town. So in Minnesota, you couldn't really do anything. It was all white faces, you know, Swedes and Norwegians. But when I came out here, I got on the Groucho Marx show, did the voices I've always practiced in Minnesota, and then from then on, I got to do my first feature with Clark Gable, believe it or not, another 2 or 3 years ago, called Soldier of Fortune, and then Love is a Minute Splendid Thing with Jennifer Jones and Bill Holden, and Blood Alley with John Wayne. The 3 features came one right after another, so I quit engineering. I was an engineer in those days.
And you're also very well known for your role as Mr. Chu in Blade Runner, a classic film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I hear they're making a sequel now to Blade Runner. I hope Ridley hasn't forgotten me. I kind of like in the feature, Chu, the eyeball maker, was never really dead, so to say. So maybe there's a reprieve here somewhere. I would love to do it because, you know, when you're in a classic like that and you look at it and you say, wow. It just lived up to everything that I saw while I was shooting the movie. When I stepped into Warner Brothers and saw all those awesome sets that Ridley had built, there's a feeling that you get, you know, this is going to be a classic. And I hope the movie I'm doing now called R.I.P.D. is also going to be a classic of its own.
I heard about that with Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges.
Mm-hmm.
What's your role in that movie?
Yeah, I'm Ryan Reynolds' avatar. In other words, in the between world, people will see me in a different light. I can't give away too much, but it's wonderful working with those guys, and Jeff Bridges, of course. And Jeff and I talked briefly about the old days when his dad, Lloyd, did the series called Sea Hunt, which I did an episode, and I was wondering if Jeff did anything, and he said, yeah, he got into a couple episodes.
When you do animation, do you have any family members or relatives that get really excited about you playing a cartoon character or Mr. Ping?
What about my relatives?
Yeah.
What about it?
Do you have any young relatives who get really excited when you play a character, Mr. Ping or a cartoon?
Okay. Well, actually, Mr. Ping is, I got that inspiration from my Uncle Singbo Suk, who loved pork chops, and he made noodles too, very good noodles. But he helped raise me, so Uncle Singbo Suk was a great character to pattern Mr. Ping after. And then, of course, all my niece and nephews who are very young just love Mr. Ping and the whole, Poe, and they're very surprised that I'm in it. They just can't believe. When you tell kids about, and even if you do the voice of Mr. Ping and the Poe, come on downstairs. What are you doing up there? And they get shocked. They can't relate the voice to the animation because all they see is the picture, and the picture is speaking as that character. But when you do it as James Hong's face doing the voice, they can't quite connect. Finally, like at the airport this week, the kid says, "Do it again, do it again." They get caught up in that enthusiasm.
And last question, and thank you so much for your time. Do you have a favorite line or saying as Mr. Ping?
As Mr. Ping in the series.
Yes.
Can you give me one?
Yeah.
The feature I can remember more, you know. Do you want me to do
something
it?
like a 2-for-1 coupons. I can't remember.
Yeah, why not? I read
There's some line of.
Can you pick a line here?
I had a
that
funny
noodle
line about
mobile.
2-for-1, 1-for-1 coupons, 2-for-1 coupons. I forget.
Be careful with thy noodle mobile. What are you doing to my noodle mobile? It's new, of course, very shiny. Would you like to touch it? Yes, well, you bet your unflattering mustache it is.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Hong. Really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Come eat my noodles anytime. It's free with a coupon.
I'd love to.